Hi, my name's Fiona Boulton. Thanks for joining me for today's Fertility Q&A Wednesday. And today's question came from someone in my fertility help group. And she's very, very in tune with her body. And she has been successfully tracking her basal body temperature. And she did it first time round and had a child, and so she's very confident with how it works. She's also very confident with her body, like she's aware of when she ovulates and how her pelvis will tilt. She's one of the most, in tune person I've come across when it comes to really understanding their body. And she presented an anonymous question into the group, which I wanted to share with you today. And she said, I really suffer with the cold. She lives north of within the UK. And for anyone that knows, it's rather cold and dreary and wet. And this is important because the solution to her problem comes to balancing what's happening with her external environment, because her internal environment is very susceptible to the changes with what's happening around her. So if the outside environment is cold, wet, and damp the majority of the time, her internal environment needs to be the opposite. So we're balancing yin and yang polarities here. So she needs to be experiencing more warm and dry things. So it's not just food, but anything. So she needs to create a more warm environment. So obviously in her home, she rugs herself up at nighttime. She's got lots of socks and flannelette clothes, etc. So she's being able to do that. But what we want to do is actually bring that warmth into her body. And that comes down to one thing: life force energy. Chi, Ki, Prana. It's got different names. But this life force energy is essential. It runs through all of us. It runs through the rivers of our bodies called meridians. And if these meridians, these energy channels are blocked, it blocks the blood flow. So we need to reactivate and clear any blockages and then start to build more life force energy into the body. And this is really easily done with QiGong, which is why I'm a massive advocate for Fertility QiGong, or QiGong for fertility, because this is going to help improve circulation. And when circulation improves, it's not just seen in your extremities, in your cold fingers and toes no longer being cold, but it's actually warming your womb. And this is really, really important, because this particular woman who wrote in, she said that her basal body temperature drops based on the external cold. And she sent this through to me in September. So for those in the Northern Hemisphere, it's actually your summer. And not that the British summers are very warm, but they're not cold. So you can imagine how much colder it's going to get for her and how important this kind of information is for her and for you too. So how do you do this? It's really simple. QiGong is similar to Tai Chi, not as complicated. There's no sequence that you have to do per se. Occasionally there is, but really it's a bit like Hatha yoga, where each posture is done on its own, and then you do a different posture and a different posture, and each posture has specific healing abilities that are invoked within your body. And I find it incredibly powerful. It's great for limbering the joints. You can literally feel the blood flow and the energy move through the body. You can feel where the energy is stagnant, and you work with your breath, and you're just breathing through the abdomen. So really pumping the abdomen, squeezing your perineum and your abdomen, so the area between your sex muscles and your anus, or for anyone that's had children, it's your Kegel exercises. So you're squeezing the pelvic floor, and you're just locking the life force energy into your body as you're bringing it in with that exercise. And what I love about QiGong is it is accumulative. Hi, Sue, thanks for joining. It's accumulative in the body. So you don't have to do it forever. You just dive on in, you do a lot of the energy practices. And when I say a lot, you could do an hour 3 times a week, or ideally 10 minutes every day. And by integrating this into your life, you will notice massive changes. Me personally, I got into QiGong and fell in love with it in 2004. And I was already a yoga teacher and a meditation instructor. And I was really drawn to QiGong because I wanted to understand how to work with the power of the mind. And this is a form of QiGong which I trained in to teacher level. And it's the meditative form of Taekwondo. And we're taught that we can use the map that the mind has of the body and change the body. But we need to also give it what it needs. So it needs that life force energy. It needs to release the stagnant energy that's accumulated in the body. Now, my stagnant energy had resulted in adult acne, really, really bad chunky acne. My hormones were all over the place when I came to the UK. And I was also an insomniac. I was having sleeping medicine to get myself to sleep, natural medicine, but I was very reliant on it. I couldn't sleep despite doing my yoga and meditation. I found QiGong. It was incredible. It completely transformed my body. And I've never had those problems since. Never had the acne, never had sleeping problems where I was struggling to get to sleep for hours on end. And I loved it so much that I began incorporating it into the yoga that I was teaching to my clients. And then I created my own style of yoga, got it authenticated worldwide, called QiYoga. And all my clients were noticing huge changes in their health. So this is why I'm a big advocate for Fertility QiGong, because it does work and it's super simple. It's used in hospitals in Korea, China, and Tibet. And I highly recommend you do it. It's the best way to recalibrate the energy flow. And what I mean by that, and why it's so important, is when we're stressed or when the brain isn't in a balanced state or a parasympathetic nervous state, what happens is the blood is not flowing through the body properly. Our organs aren't working properly. Certain systems are running in overdrive. Our central nervous system is running in overdrive. So we're in fight or flight mode, and therefore we're unable to sleep, unable to restore ourselves on a cellular level. So this is why it's important to balance all this out. Take all that excess energy from the mind, redistribute it through the body where it's needed, in the organs and the systems and the cells. And then you've got balance, and then you've got harmony. And balance and harmony equals fertility. That's what fertility is. It's a sign of how balanced you are physically, mentally, and emotionally. And a lot of people, particularly this woman that was writing into me, she's very aware of what foods help and also what trigger the coldness in her body. So she's able to balance herself that way. But it's the exercise that also matters, and it's the sleep that matters, and it's the stress management that matters, and that's what QiGong can help you with. So that's why I would urge you to do a couple of exercises. I sent a link. Hi, Catherine. Nice to see you. I sent a link to my Vimeo account, and you can see the videos on demand that you can download and really, really give yourself a huge boost of energy. It's incredibly powerful. And it's so enjoyable. It frees your joints. It's much easier than yoga. It's the kind of exercise people can do that don't even like doing exercise, but it's great for the mind. It leaves your mind feeling really, really, really refreshed and your body feeling strong and balanced. And literally, that's what is happening. You can see, if you look up QiGong on YouTube, I've also got some QiGong videos up there in the Awakening Fertility channel, but you'll also see how it's used in hospitals and how QiGong itself can actually shrink cancerous tumors. It's that potent. So, as with everything, it's accumulative in the body. So the more you can practice, the faster your results. So on that note, if you have any questions or comments about this, please leave them below and I can talk to you in more detail about any concerns you might have or any further questions. But for now, that really is the best thing to bring harmony into the body, to improve your circulation and to stop the cold weather from inhibiting you. So everyone who's watching this in the Southern Hemisphere, it's winter for you. It's really, really valuable to invest in a little bit of QiGong, ideally 10 minutes every day, make a huge difference. And in my fertility help group, I often run challenges, 30-day challenges, integrating QiGong. And I love reading the comments that women say it's really changed their lives. Just the 30 days. If you do a little bit of QiGong every day for 30 days, you'll notice a huge improvement in your well-being and your mood, your sleeping, your stress management, and of course, it will therefore improve your fertility. So on that note, have yourself a beautiful Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.